How you doing?
How are you? My name is Stephen Shaw.
Hi, Stephen.
I'd appreciate it if you would put on the hand sanitizing gel.
Is it a condition of access?
It actually is store policy, so it is.
Okay, so you're denying me freedom of movement if I don't want to put on sanitizer. So you're saying you're going to deny me freedom of movement
No,
or access to your store on the basis of not putting on hand sanitizer?
no. I'm withdrawing your invitation to shop within my store.
I didn't receive an invitation.
Yes, I know. But by coming into the store,
Is it open to the public?
it is, sir. But by
So am I not public?
By refusing to follow the store policies,
Is this is store policy?
it is store policy.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't want a contract with somebody who doesn't put on hand sanitizer.
We don't want to contract. Well, under the Sales of Good Act 1980, we have the right to withdraw an offer to invite somebody to come into the store.
But not on a discriminatory basis. It can't be on a discriminatory basis.
No, you're right, it can't be. So it's the same
Okay.
rule has to apply to.
So you're discriminating against me for not putting on hand
Why
sanitizer.
would you even have the argument?
I think it's very important. I don't agree with the policy.
I'd like it, if you wouldn't mind, to work with
Are you
us.
going to deny me access if I don't?
No, I would pleasantly ask you to do it.
Sorry,
But I
sir.
think that that's the right way to do it and the nice way to do it,
Okay.
rather than having any type of fuss.
But you're not going to deny access. I just came in to look at a dress for my daughter. It's a price address.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be trying it on.
no, I know that. And I'm just asking you to work with us on it, that's all.
Yeah.
So I have 100 people working in the store.
Okay.
I have quite a few customers. All I'm trying to do is the best that I can for everybody, for ourselves and for our customers.
I don't see how putting on hand sanitizer is going to change anything.
All we're doing is asking. That's all.
But do you think that hand sanitizer kills airborne viruses?
No, I'm sure it doesn't.
Okay, so am I.
What it does is, it's all to do with.
So I don't see the validity of wearing it if it doesn't kill viruses.
Well,
Isn't that the basis of the guidelines?
what we've been asked to do is to do our best to try and protect ourselves and others around us.
It's unscientific. You've said, in fairness to you, you're not trying to deny me access.
Sir, that's fine. If you wish to have your invitation to shop withdrawn, then I'm happy to do that. But I don't see why.
Of course I don't wish to have my opportunity to shop withdrawn. I see that as a refusal of or denial of my constitutional rights to access public services.
This isn't a public service. This is a private service.
But you're open to the public.
We are.
I don't mean you're state run. That would be different.
It's a private service, yeah.
Yeah, but you're a public service in terms that you're open to the public. Yeah.
There you go.
Are you discriminating against me on the basis of not wearing hand sanitizer?
No, I have the right to ask somebody to do something that follows the
But
store
have you the right to
policies.
deny access on discriminatory grounds, on unscientific grounds?
Unscientific? I have no idea. 'Cause
Well,
I'm asking you
neither
to
of
work
us are
with
scientists.
me. I know.
Okay.
That's why I said I have no idea.
Okay.
So all I'm asking you to do is to work with us on it.
But I don't see any validity in asking me to wear hand sanitizer.
The validity is that.
Like you could ask me to come in wearing a bikini or I can't shop. Do you know what I mean? So you could ask me anything
It's true.
as part of policy, but where does it become ludicrous? I mean, you're asking somebody to put on hand sanitizer to prevent the spread of a virus. It doesn't make any sense.
Because we're all trying our best.
Okay, but I see the validity in actually being exposed to bacteria because that's how we maintain our immunity. So I think it makes us more vulnerable if we don't come in contact with bacteria rather
And what
than if
about
we do.
others? You can accept that for yourself, but what about others around you?
Well, I'm not going around rugby tackling anybody, kissing anybody, or coughing
No,
in their
I'm aware
face
of
or
that.
anything. Yeah, so I'm doing all the other stuff. That'd be normal etiquette, like.
I think so. But it's also normal etiquette to be polite to others around you, and it's only fair and reasonable.
Yeah. So
Not fair.
why are you not being polite and offering me service?
I am being polite enough in you. I'm asking you to put on hand sanitizer.
Okay, let's not go backwards.
Okay.
But so what I'm saying is that if I don't put on hand sanitizer, it's a question. Are you denying me your service?
Yes, I suppose I am.
Okay. On what grounds?
On the grounds that I've politely asked you to put on hand sanitizer before you come into the store.
Are you enforcing guidelines?
I'm enforcing our store guidelines, yes. I
Okay,
am not
so you're enforcing. So that means that you're denying me access on discriminatory on basis.
If you wish to play games with words.
It's not games. That's very serious.
You're dead right, it is very serious. So I'm asking you pleasantly, otherwise I will withdraw your invitation to shop within
Well, I didn't receive an official invitation. I thought it was open to the public.
By coming into the store, then you're basically taking for granted that the invitation is open, as indeed is everybody else. I'm pleasantly asking you now.
Well, you can pleasantly put somebody on a train out to a concentration camp. The manner in which you asked doesn't change the premises.
I actually think it's really, really important how you ask somebody for their help.
No, I haven't said it isn't important to treat people with respect, but what I'm saying to you is that it doesn't negate the fact that what you're asking is unreasonable.
You feel it's unreasonable?
Of course.
Oh God, I actually think it's quite reasonable.
How is it reasonable? Can you substantiate that?
Yes, I can substantiate that because we've all been asked to ensure that we maintain high-end hygiene in the current situation in which we're in. As a result, what we're asking people to do is to basically sanitize their hands before they come into the store. Quite a few people have said to us that they've already sanitized their hands.
But my hands are sensitive. I don't like alcohol wash on my hands.
We could give you gloves.
Well, what would be the point of that?
Because the gloves will help ensure that there is minimum skin to product contact within the store.
Skin to product contact?
Yes, because we do.
But this is surely nonsense, sir.
It is if you feel that it is.
So,
however, in my opinion, we are just doing the simple best that we
it's
can.
unscientific. Are you saying that you're trying to enforce guidelines that that the government themselves can't enforce?
What we're trying to do is the best that we can in the situation.
But you're trying to deny the public access.
Oh,
What if you were a food store and you were denying me access?
Yes.
What would I do? Where would I go to get my food?
Do you know what? Quite a few of the food stores, now not the really big guys, but certainly the smaller artisan places, and a lot of the other supermarkets are asking people to do the same as well.
Because they're not going to starve people yet, so it's just the people.
But we feel that it's a reasonable thing for us to ask.
Yeah.
Because fundamentally, we're just trying to work with everybody.
That doesn't seem like you're trying to work with me, denying me a service on arbitrary grounds.
But I am trying to work with you because I'm asking you to reasonably follow the request that I've
It's
given you.
unreasonable what you're asking me.
Well,
You might say politely, unreasonably asking me.
No.
You're politely, unreasonably asking me to do something.
I would actually disagree because I think that
thought
it
you
is
might.
a reasonable request to ask you to do it. I do really feel that. Honestly, I do.
But on what basis?
On the basis of the grounds that basically it's all up to us all as a group
Because
to
I
do
did.
the best
Yeah,
that we
sorry.
can
Go
as
ahead.
a society, you know.
Yeah, but I did food hygiene in college, right? And
I didn't know.
okay, no, I'm not trying to trump you on
Yeah,
the.
no,
you know,
it's fine.
just saying that if I did food hygiene and it's actually proven that a virus is not a living thing. And if it's airborne and if there's fear of it getting into the respiratory system, it's not going to get into your respiratory system through your hands.
Yeah. The greatest fear that I have with it is when you or I try something on, okay, and the virus can remain on an inanimate object for up to 72 hours. Now, I actually think it could even be longer than that.
You
And
do?
so- yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I do. Because Fergie, or the guy in the US, what's his name?
I think it's
Begins with
Fauci.
an F.
Fauci.
That's it.
Fauci. I think it's an Italian name. Fauci.
I'm not sure. But in fairness to him, he's doing a tough job in a really tough country at the moment. They came back with reports that showed that if you or I touch something, be it clothing or be it particularly a hard surface, then the virus can remain on that hard surface for a period of up to 72 hours.
Okay, so can we say that in Ireland, I don't want to speak for this store or even for you, but I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
That in Ireland today, that people are in stores such as this, basing their policies and their conditions of service upon the recommendations of somebody from a different state.
Oh, no.
Do we not do our own research?
We do. We do. So basically, you asked for scientific proof.
Yes.
I'm standing here right now talking to you. The one thing that does come into my head is an exercise that was completed by the Americans that showed how long the virus could stay on a hard surface for a period of time.
Okay, but how can we
there's
as Irishmen substantiate that?
Oh, I'm sure there's been loads and
People
loads
can
of
say
other
anything.
studies. I know, but you see, you asked me a question, so what I was trying to do is to answer
Oh no,
the
and I'm
question.
asking you. I've received your answer.
I wasn't going to make it up though. So I wanted to give you the honest answer that's standing here right now. The study that I looked at was to do with our friend, whose name I've forgotten again.
That you can't pronounce. Fauci.
Fauci, that's it. And his exercise.
Yeah. So
You're
my
a very good
question
debater.
remains.
Yeah.
That's an outside source. That's not an Irish source.
I know. But does it matter?
It does when you're denying Irish customers.
I'm not denying, sir. What I'm doing is...
This is the island of saints and scholars.
It certainly is.
Very articulate, intelligent men. Historically.
Yeah.
And so I think surely we should look to our scientists and what they've discovered and not rule that invalid on the say-so of somebody who's, as you said, operating in a country that's in relative chaos.
You asked me a question, okay? And the question you asked me is there scientific proof?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there is scientific proof to do with the Republic of Ireland or Europe.
You're sure? What is it?
I don't have it.
Well, then how can you be sure?
But you asked me a question. You asked me a question to do it about the scientific proof. And I then was confident in saying to you that the proof that I have, which is real proof, actually was done by an American scientist.
So you're operating on faith.
Then you threw it back on me.
You're operating in faith now?
You threw it back at me and you said, well, how can we then follow the suggestions or the comments of other people,
okay,
other
but
Americans?
Well, it was a question. I wasn't throwing anything at you. Did you know confident means confidence?
I want to tell you the truth, you said.
Stephen, confidence, I'm Stephen too. Confidence means with faith.
Yes.
Confide.
Yes.
So you're having faith in somebody out of state to draw up your policies?
No. What I'm doing is I have faith in the comments that were made and the suggestions and the recommendations that were made by many, many others. It's like the World Health Organization, okay, whatever their flaws and things. So
but America, like the American president and on this circle of people who you're referring to, they don't condone what the WHO are doing or saying.
No. Do you think that they're right on that?
Well, I mean, you obviously do because you're taking their recommendations.
Oh, sorry, don't get me wrong.
Are you in line with the WHO or with Fauci?
It's a very good question. I'm actually in line with both. I'm listening to everybody.
What if they're not in agreement with each other?
No, you're wrong on that one. Trump is
I'm asking a question. How can I be wrong?
Trump is the one that has a problem with the World Health Organization, not Fauci. And Fauci has actually supported the World Health Organization.
Okay.
But that's just Trump.
Well, I mean, I'm asking you how you came to draw up your policies, and you're saying based on outside institutions, establishments, that.
And also, actually,
but you haven't looked at any Irish scientists or science studies?
The HSE and the HIA have provided documentation to all retailers, and they've made these suggestions to what they should.
So they're just suggestions?
They are just suggestions which we're following.
So when you say that you're following, that means that you're taking up as some sort of enforcer that you would deny somebody access to your store on the basis that you're choosing to deny them.
Invitation to shop, because there is an important difference, really.
Well, you can deny somebody's invitation to shop, or whatever way you want to phrase it, but you're denying them access to your service.
Yes, which we're entitled to do so.
Yeah, but not on discriminatory grounds.
Oh, we're not being discriminatory.
So this is why it's absolutely imperative that you as an organisation can scientifically substantiate, which you can't.
Well, I can, but standing
but
here
you didn't.
right now.
Sorry, when you're ready, just the customer.
Yes, no problem, Anne. Give me a couple of minutes, yeah.
Okay.
But you didn't do that, Stephen.
Didn't do what?
You haven't scientifically substantiated anything. Well, you're operating on hearsay. So therefore it's discriminatory.
Sir.
It is. You can't deny somebody access on arbitrary grounds. That's unconstitutional.
Actually, I can deny anybody the invitation to shop that I wish to do so.
That's not true.
Well, it is true.
You have to give a reason for doing so.
Oh, no.
You do. It can't be in contrary to constitutional rights.
I actually think you're wrong on that.
No, I'm not.
I really truly do. I think that...
So you could say you're not coming in here because you're black. Could you do that?
Oh, now that'd be a tough one, and one that I wouldn't approve of.
Could you say you're not coming in here because you're white?
But I could just say you're not coming in here. I don't have to give a reason.
So you can arbitrarily remove somebody's access. Are you saying that that's constitutional?
Stephen, you're a champ, and I really, really enjoyed it. Okay?
Stephen, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah. Ask me the question.
I just did.
Go on.
But you're saying on the chat rather than answering it.
Go on.
Can you deny somebody access on arbitrary grounds without stating the reason?
Yes.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, even if it's unconstitutional to do so?
I don't feel that it is unconstitutional.
Well, your feelings are different to what's written.
Okay, it's not unconstitutional to do so.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the Constitution and I'm going to let you know.
So, please, and we'll see how we go.
Blessings, Stephen.
Take care of yourself. Thanks.